Blessings, YouTube. Today I want us to look at the Psalm 4 nugget about honor being turned into shame.
God of peace, Lord of all, great I am, thy spotless Lamb.
Welcome to A King Serving the King. My name is John King, and I serve the King of Kings. Psalm 4:2 says, O men, how long shall my honor be turned into shame? How long will you love vain words and seek after lies? Selah. And so here in this verse, David says that his honor was being turned into shame. Now, there's a couple different theories as to what he specifically meant when he said his honor, but I think a safe bet is that when he said his honor, he was talking about his faith in God, his following after God. And so with that in mind, I'd like us to look at a few examples as to where we can see God's honor, his glory turned into shame. So first, let's look at Romans 1, verses 20 through 23. It says, For his invisible attributes, namely his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly perceived ever since the creation of the world and the things that have been made, so they are without excuse. For although they knew God, they did not honor him as God or give thanks to him, but they became futile in their thinking, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Claiming to be wise, they became fools and exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images resembling mortal man and birds and animals and creeping things. And so here in these verses, it talks about how through God's creation, we can know that he exists. But what happens is many people look at God's creation, and instead of worshiping the creator, they actually worship the created things. And so in this way, they turn his glory, they turn his honor into shame. All right, let's look at another place. Isaiah 5:20 says, Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. And so here we can see where people actually call evil things good and good things evil. And of course, we can look around today's world and see where this takes place a lot, where people actually call sinful behavior, they actually call sin good. And then people who say, no, that's sin, you're actually said to be evil. And so unfortunately, we can see this is another example of how God's glory, his honor can be turned into shame. All right, so that's the nugget for today out of Psalm 4. If anything else stood out to y'all, or if you have any thoughts about honor being turned into shame, go ahead and share those in the comments. And also, if you have any other nuggets that you see in Psalm 4, go ahead and post those for us as well. And that way we can all discuss and take advantage of everybody's knowledge here. So, all right, y'all have a great day. Blessings.